Hello, my name is Jasmine Wiggins, and I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
And I'm Rodravius Hamlin. I'm originally from Jackson, Mississippi.
And we are Team 3. Our team developed CadenceLink, a mobile application designed to help musicians connect with others for local jam sessions. The application focuses on simplifying the process of discovering compatible musicians based on location, genre, skill level, and availability. This report outlines the system design, user centered features, data requirements, and evaluation of the UI prototype through verification and validation. Candice Link is designed for musicians who want to connect with other local and like minded individuals for jam sessions. The application enables users to quickly discover nearby musicians and sessions using an intuitive interface. Unlike traditional meetup platforms, Candice Link emphasizes efficient matching and streamlined interaction, allowing users to swipe through potential connections and access relevant session details in one place. Here are a list of our personas. The first persona is Keith Simon, a 29-year-old bass guitarist from Nashville with over 10 years of experience. He is passionate about collaborating with other musicians and expanding his musical network. His primary goal is to find skilled musicians for consistent jam sessions and potential band formation. Keith values efficiency and wants a platform that allows him to quickly identify serious musicians with compatible skill levels. His frustration with existing platforms is the lack of filtering and difficulty finding committed collaborators. Next, we have Emily Thornton. Emily is a 42-year-old nurse and a pianist from Atlanta who plays music as a hobby. Due to her demanding work schedule, she needs flexible and beginner friendly jam sessions. Her goal is to enjoy music in a low pressure environment while also improving her skills. Emily prefers a simple and easy to use interface that allows her to quickly find sessions that fit her availability. She is often frustrated by platforms that are too complex or geared toward advanced musicians. Our last persona is Connor Hellman, a 21-year-old drummer and music student who is actively looking to build a band and perform live. His goal is to connect with other young musicians who share similar musical interests and ambitions. Connor values features that allow him to discover new musicians quickly and communicate easily. His main challenge is finding people who are both nearby and equally committed to forming a band. So, next, we're going to go through our user stories. Our first user story is a musician. I want to create an account so that I can access the platform and connect with others for live jam sessions. Our user story two is a musician that wants to create a music profile so that he can showcase his skills, instruments, and genres. Our third user story is a user that wants to set their availability so that they can find sessions that match their schedule and also find nearby musicians so that they can join local sessions. Our fourth user story is a beginner who wants to find musicians at their skill level so that they're comfortable participating. The fifth user story is a drummer who wants to connect with instrumentalists to form a band. And our sixth user story is a musician who wants to swipe or browse through sessions so that they can quickly discover opportunities. And our seventh user story is a musician who wants to join a jam session so that they can collaborate with others. Our last user story is a musician who wants to connect with other users so that they can build long term collaborations and potentially form a band.
All right, so with those personas and those user stories, we was able to develop our user cases. So our first user case goes with our first user story, creating a user account. The user story is as a musician, I want to create an account so that I connect with other musicians. All right, so our main success scenario is the user is going to open up the app, selects create account, enters details, uploads photo, and your account is created. All right, so the extensions we have are if it's an invalid input, you're going to get an error message. All right, users case number two, setting up the music profile. User story is as a musician, I want to add my musical interests and skills so that I can match with compatible users. So the main scenario is we're going to select, then add a profile, enter instruments, genres, save profile. All right, and the extensions we have is if you have missing info, it's going to prompt the user. All right, user case number three is for setting availability. The user story is as a user, I want to set my availability so that I can find jam sessions that match my schedule. So the main success scenario is the user is going to open, enter their schedule, and save. All right, and the extensions it is if you have an invalid time, it's going to give you an error message. User case number four. Finding local jam sessions. The user story is as a user, I want to find nearby jam sessions so that I can connect locally. The main success scenario is going to open discovery. You're going to view sessions, select a session. All right, and the extensions is if there's no sessions, you will be let known through a message. User case number five, swiping to match. The user story is as a user, I want to swipe through sessions so that I can quickly find matches. The main success scenario is you're going to open, swipe the UI, view, card, swipe. The system records, and then the extension we have is if there's no match, it's going to allow you to continue. Filtering sessions. Last but not least, the user story is as a user, I want to filter by genre, experience, and availability so that I can find the right match. So success scenario is you're going to open filters, select criteria, and apply. Extensions are if there are no results, it's going to adjust filters. So now we're going to talk a little more about our app, all right, with a little data description. So the Cadence Link application requires various types of data to function effectively as a musician collaboration and jam session platform. The application system stores user profile information, availability schedules, music preferences, and specifics about jam sessions. This data enables the application to match musicians with compatible users and relevant sessions based on shared interests, availability, and skill levels. So, the CadenceLink application is designed to support efficient matching, filtering, and interaction between musicians, ensuring that users can quickly find and join relevant jam sessions. The relationships in this system includes user creates jam sessions, one to many, user joins jam sessions, many to many, user has musician profile, one to one. Musician profiles include instruments, many to many. Musician profiles prefer genres, many to many. User sets availability, one to many. User swipes a session or user, one to many. And the user send messages to users, which is one to many. These relationships enable matching, filtering, and interaction across the platform. So, with that information, we have shared with you on our screen the prototype of our app, the Cadence Link. So, the app is first going to open, and the user is going to select an account. So, after the user selects an account, it's going to enter the details such as location, name, pronouns, age. After the user selects or enters that information, it's going to pull them to the screen to where they can add the musical interest, skill level, instruments, and genres. So after that, that user is able to select their availability. All right, then they're able to complete their profile. All right, so once their profile is complete, all right, then they're able to fully use the app by finding sessions and they're able to swipe through the different locations, the different musicians, etc.
We
So go ahead.
we also perform both verification and validation of our UI prototype. And during the verification, we compare the UI prototype to our original storyboard to ensure consistency between design and implementation. We identified an area of omission where filtering features, such as filtering by genre and skill level, were not clearly represented in the prototype. Even though they were included in the storyboard and user requirements, we also identify an area of commission. The prototype includes a swipe-based jam feature, which was not explicitly part of the original storyboard design, indicating additional functionality was introduced. Additionally, there was an era of interpretation in the onboarding process. While the storyboard suggested a structured step by step flow, the prototype simplifies or condenses some of these steps, which slightly changes how users experience the process. For validation, we compared the prototype against our user stories to determine whether it meets user needs. We identified an area of omission because the prototype does not clearly demonstrate filtering functionality, which is essential for users who want to find musicians based on genre, skill level, and availability. We also observed an era of commission as the swipe based feature introduces functionality not explicitly defined in the user stories. There was also an era of interpretation where the prototype emphasizes onboarding before allowing users to explore sessions. While user stories suggest users want quick access to discovering musicians, finally, we identified usability issue. The onboarding process may feel too long for users, so we suggest allowing users to browse sessions earlier or simplifying the number of steps.
All right, so Caden links must meet several non-functional requirements to ensure a high-quality user experience. The system should provide high performance with fast load times and real-time updates for swipe interactions and session matching. It must ensure availability and reliability, allowing users to access the app constantly or consistently with minimal downtime. Scalability is important so the system can support a growing number of users and jam sessions without performance issues. The application should maintain strong security and privacy, protecting user data through authentication and secure storage. Usability is critical, requiring an intuitive and simple interface that supports quick navigation and ease of use, especially through swipe-based features. The system should also ensure compatibility, functioning smoothly across different multiple devices and operating systems. Finally, maintainability should be considered, allowing developers to update and improve the app efficiently over time. So, one key lesson was developing the product vision using requirement engineering for the user-centered design. Creating personas help identify different user needs such as skill level and availability, which influence feature development. The project also highlighted the value of storyboarding and UI prototype, especially with the swipe feature that improves usability.
Additionally, we gain experience in data modeling, which use entities, particularly in handling complex relationships like many to many connections. Another lesson was managing feature scope as the project expanded beyond its original idea. Effective teamwork and communication were essential to staying organized and completing the project. Finally, the success of the app depends on strong matching logic, ensuring users are connected based on relevant factors like genre, skill level, and availability. We thank you for your time and have a nice day.
Thank you.